We are here in Tokyo, Japan, and we have Friar Clifford Augustine. Hello! Okay, let's start with something fun first. Most people might not know much about this parish, which is the Franciscan Chapel Center. So I have to ask, what is one cool but little known thing about FCC or about the Franciscans in Japan in general?
One cool but little known
Yeah.
about the FCC or the Franciscans. I
I
suppose.
think whatever is unknown from the Singaporeans, everything is cool already. Everything's unknown.
Exactly.
Nobody knows anything here.
Well, I mean, one thing cool about the FCC is we are really in the center of the social life of Tokyo, Roppongi, yeah? Which is really a cool place to be because you meet people from all over the world and you have some fun. But about the Franciscans, well, they're a nice group of people.
He's saying he's cool and fun.
I'm talking about the Japanese Franciscans.
Oh, okay.
You know, they are just very. They're a cool bunch a lot.
Okay.
They're good people, good friars. I enjoy being with them. Yeah.
How many friars are there in here?
Gurai, roughly about, including the ailing and the old friars, maybe it's slightly above 100.
Oh, there's a lot.
No, but a lot of them are not ailing or retired already. Okay, this is a shrinking province.
Okay, so how do Japanese people generally perceive Catholicism? Once you came here, what was something that you realized?
That they are very strong in their spiritual faith of Shintoism and Buddhism.
Okay.
And one of the things I realized is because Shintoism and Buddhism is like you can go to the temple, you clap your hands, ring the bell, and pray to your deity, and you can leave, all right? Japanese people are sometimes very, in my experience so far, they don't like big groups, congregation kind of stuff. So I feel Christianity may not appeal to them very much because of our congregational worship, the Sunday Mass and all. For them, they probably cannot understand why I have to go and sit with a congregation and pray to a God when I can just go to a temple, ring the bell, clap my hands, and then,
Like 5 minutes, you're done.
Yeah, but I don't really need to interact with everybody else, know.
Right.
And because Shintoism is also about the worship of nature.
Right.
So a lot of that, possibly that theology do not quite fit very well with a lot of Japanese who grew up being in the religion of Shintoism and Buddhism, but they may not necessarily be deep people who were in a deep religion of Shintoism, and it's a very cultural thing. But a few Japanese Catholics that I encounter here at the FCC and those who have joined the RCIA, that was one of the biggest things that they needed to overcome. The congregational worship, like why do we need to do this in a community?
Right.
And then the second thing, of course, they needed to overcome was the language. Because Christianity is still seen by them as a Western religion,
Right.
with English being the main language. But it's seen as a Western religion, so they can't get away from that. So seeing me, for example, an Asian priest or a priest from Vietnam, a priest from the Philippines, that is slowly perhaps changing the Japanese perception that Christianity is a Western religion.
Right. So how do they regard the Japanese martyrs? They just think of them as like people who are Western madness.
Part of their history, that there were wars, there were people who died, that they will see it, I suspect they would see it as any other political drama that happened in the history. This is very rich history of this country, right? They're not totally drawn to it, okay? But I think they're aware. I mean, we speak about the Nagasaki Christians, the Nagasaki martyrs, but I really don't know how they would treat those martyrs as we Christians would treat them.
Maybe, how did the Franciscans come to be in Japan? They just take the boat and just landed.
Yeah, together. But the first ones were not the Franciscans; they were the Jesuits.
Oh.
They came. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought
SFX, I think.
Yeah, the Jesuits, they came, and then of course the Franciscans came along from Portugal, and yeah, it would be the early missionaries, and they all used to travel by boats then. But even when the IJ nuns came to Singapore, they came by boats from France. So it's the same way, they travel by boat. They used to take months to get here, but when they got here, that they basically did what every missionary would have done: try to implant the faith in this land. Yeah.
Okay. So what are the parishioners, like the congregation, like? Is it mostly expats?
Transient. I mean,
Transient.
I in the church, I don't like to use the word expat because we all are Catholics and Christians. You know, it doesn't matter which country we come from.
It's universal.
Is universal,
Right.
and to say that we're expat, I like what the bishop or the Cardinal Kikuchi had said at when he came to install me as a pastor of this parish. He actually didn't even have a message for me; he had a message for the people in the church. And he repeated that message recently as well. For us, non-Japanese who are working in Japan, to consider ourselves as missionaries in Japan. So whether we are a domestic helper in the service industry, or in IT or in finance, to keep seeing ourselves as bringing the good news to the people in Japan with the way that we live our lives. So I don't see people who come to the FCC as expat. I see it, we are Christians, Catholics, okay? The transient part is because many don't stay for a long time. This is not their final destination. They come here, they work, and then they go back to their home country.
Right.
But while they are here, I see this place really is like a field hospital, as Pope Francis would like us to be, you know? Wherever they come from, I see this ministry at the FCC as a service to the universal church. Because these are people from all over the world, and they're from places that I never would have met if I had remained in Singapore, like Angola, right? Or somewhere else in, even in Mongolia. And but because the Universal Church gathers here at the FCC, I think it's very important for us to give them a very good experience of community, Jesus, Scripture, sacraments, so that they go back with that. They carry a bit of the experience at FCC back to their home countries. And some of them, of course, are here seeking spiritual healing through the sacraments, of course, through our masses. We like to provide that for them as well.
So, apart from here being a Franciscan spirituality compared to other parishes, what else is slightly different from here and other parishes in the diocese?
Well, number one, I mean, we get people from all over the world. We are considered actually an English-speaking parish, which I try and change that now because I don't want to be defined as an English-speaking parish. I'd rather be defined as a Franciscan parish. The diocese here allows that if you are not living within the geographical jurisdiction of the FCC, if you are non-Japanese and English-speaking, you still can be part of this parish.
Right.
All right. Whereas for a Japanese citizen, they have to be part of their own parishes. Therefore, we do not have too many Japanese citizens in our parish. Most of them are people who are from other countries. So what else is unique is, I suppose we just are to have people from different parts of the world worshipping together, I think that is really unique.
Okay.
Really unique.
Did you have to learn like many languages also?
No, because most of our masses are in English, and we have one Japanese mass every day where the Japanese friars whom I live with, they will take turns to do their Japanese mass.
Okay.
But I do they don't do English masses, so I do all the English masses.
So you communicate with them in English or Japanese?
Initially it was sign language.
Oh, sign language.
Now it's, of course, they are they're making the effort to speak to me in English, and I make the effort to speak to them in Japanese.
Right. Okay.
So that's what brotherhood is all about.
Yeah.
We just accommodate each other.
Right.
But we are getting there. We are getting there.
Okay. They don't kneel during the Eucharistic prayer. We head to the main church of the FCC to find out more from Friar Clifford Augustine. Stay tuned for the next episode.